I'm Maybe Burke, and you're watching Makeup for Lost Time. This is my series for trans women and other people who feel like they missed a few classes when it came to learning about makeup. This week we're talking about mascara. And I feel like this is actually the topic that I get asked about most because I feel like most people have mascara in their routine even if they're not wearing a full face of makeup every day. Mascara is a pretty staple thing in most people's routines if they're putting on any makeup. It might just be mascara and lip gloss and they're good to go. Like with all makeup that I've talked about, color is a personal preference and can be determined by your other features and things like that, or the aesthetic that you want. I almost always go in with a black. I have so many black mascaras. I don't think I have any other colors in my collection right now. And so I will be using black because that's what I use. And it shows up better against my light skin, and so it'll be more easy to see and notice the difference and what I'm doing with it. The first thing I'm going to do before I go in with mascara is go in with a lash curler. Now, I don't actually curl my lashes on a daily basis. I actually very rarely curl my lashes, but I wanted to show you how I do if you're a person who needs or wants the curl in order to change where your lashes are falling and enhance the look that you're getting. Some people have lashes that go straight out from their eyelid and from the lash line, and they don't necessarily curl up so that you can see them when your eyes are open and things like that. These can look like a torture device. And don't worry, we're gonna go gently and we're gonna go easy and make sure that we're taking care of our eyes in the process. What you're gonna do, you're gonna keep your eye open. And I look at a compact so that I have it close to my face and I can see what I'm doing. Eye open, device open. I'm gonna go and make sure all of my upper lashes are in the space that this lash curler has. And then I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna close it slowly and gently. See, I just blinked. You can blink. I'm gonna close it gently and I'm gonna squeeze just a little bit to make sure I don't feel anything in the device, and then I'm gonna squeeze all the way. I squeeze just a little bit at first because if I feel any pinching or if I feel anything in the way, then I can pull out and not use it in that spot. Now there's a couple of different ways to do this, and you can go through at different lengths of the eyelash and things like that to get them even more of a curl. Some people will pull up on the lid like that to get the curl going. There's a couple of different ways you can do it and you can play around. Like I said, I don't actually do it all the time. I don't do it most of the time, but actually as an experiment, I'm not going to curl this side and just see what the difference looks like when we apply the mascara. And so I'm going to go in with the mascara on the same eye that I just curled. And now there's obviously a lot of ways that you can apply mascara. I'm going to show you the way that I like to apply mascara if I'm just wearing mascara for the day, which is going to be making sure that we go in really firm along the lash line. So we're going to deposit a lot of the product right in on the lash line, and then we're going to flick up from there. I'm explaining to you what I'm going to do before I do it in case it doesn't show as well when I'm going. But what I'm going to do is wiggle in really close to the lash line so that a lot of the product deposits there, and that's going to make them look a little more full. It's going to give us a little more volume in the lashes when we're doing that. And so you'll see I just start kind of on the outer third of the eye, and I'm going to go in, rest it on, and then wiggle that through. And I am pulling up a little bit as I do that. And I'm just going to keep doing that a little more in on the eye. And then on the innermost part as well. And then what I'm going to do is just go in. I actually flip the wand so that I get where there's more mascara on it. And I'm just going to fill in pieces that I feel like need a little bit more love. You'll see I've actually got some spots on my eyelid of mascara, and that's okay. I'm actually being a little sloppy with it on purpose so that I can show you what I'm going to do to make sure we get rid of that. I'm not going to go in and wipe it right away. That's key. That's important. So here we see, that's one coat right there. What I'm going to do is take a little bit on the bottom as well. I like to put mascara on the top and the bottom lash. But I'm not going to do the same wiggle effect. I'm just going to go in with a few strokes. Because though I like there to be mascara on my bottom lashes, I don't need it to be quite as strong as those top lashes. And you'll notice I don't have any eyeliner on. I don't even have any eyeshadow on right now. We've covered that already earlier in our videos. So you can pair this with eyeliner and eyeshadow like I've done before, but I'm showing you what just a little mascara looks like alone. Now, while that's drying down, before I show you how to get rid of the pieces of mascara that are on the lid, I'm just going to go ahead and go onto my other eyelashes. I'm going to do the same thing, the same technique, wiggling up. And you'll notice and remember this is the eye that I did not curl. So these are just my lashes as they naturally set. I'm actually realizing I do like how these ones look better, and I might have to start curling my lashes every day. And same thing on the bottom. I'm just going to kind of rake it through. I'm not going in with the wiggle technique that I did on the top. And so there we have it. Mascara on both sides, simple and easy. Last thing I'm going to show you is how we correct mistakes. So I mentioned that I left these little spots that got stuck on my eyelid because when they dry, you can just flick them off. And they came off on my fingernail. If I try to get them when they're wet, I'm going to smudge them in, and especially if I already have eyeshadow on, it's going to mess up the look of that eyeshadow and I'm going to have a big black smudge. If you wait for the dots to dry, they just flick off. So simple, so easy. And I know you're typically going to want to correct the mistake as soon as you see it happen. You're like, oh, there's a glob there, let me get that off. But if you start going at it before it's dry, it's going to leave a mark, it's going to leave residue, it's going to not stain, but like really leave that mark. If you wait, if you take your time, you can flick it right off. It's so much easier. And it can save your whole look if you already have done your eyeshadow and everything like that. Okay, I hope that this brief mascara tutorial is helpful. Obviously there's other techniques you can use, there's other things you can do with your mascara, and we'll get into like falses and other things that you can do with lashes as well in the future. But I wanted to bring us through different pieces that we can use that can kind of, this one can stand completely alone. I do have like a foundation and concealer and a little blush on right now, but you can just do mascara and lip gloss like I was saying earlier. You can pair this with some of the liner and some of the eyeshadow that we already talked about. I'm doing this in order of things that you can do simply on their own, but also things that you can add on to each other, and we can do a full look using the mascara on top of the eyeliner, on top of the eyeshadow, and different things like that. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week to make up for lost time.